Today is the fourth homily in a series of homilies for February. And you might be saying, oh, thank God. Or you might be saying, thank God, But it's the fourth anyway. We're talking about loving the way God intended, and this is the last week in February. And we spoke about how, we live in an objectifying society. We see people as objects, use people as objects, and we don't have to go far to see that even in the internet or television or even, just the way we view people. So to get beyond objectifying people, we have to see them as made in the image and likeness of God. We need to see them as people. We need to see them as subjects. And once we can see them as subjects, then the only proper response is love. And we do that by listening to them, trying to engage in this dialogue. Remember, dialogue is the most intimate experience we can share this side of heaven, really. So how do we escape from that cycle of sin? And we talked about true repentance. Remorse isn't enough. Remorse is, oh, I did that, I got in trouble, I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry I got caught, essentially. But repentance is a total change of lifestyle. Remorse isn't enough. Remorse, we get back into the same cycle all over again. But repentance means a whole changing of the self. Remember, metanoia, a changing of the mind, a turning of the self. And once we have done that, once we're trying to see the people as subjects, we're emerging from a cycle of sinfulness in our metanoia, then God responds with mercy. The psalmist today talks about his abiding mercy. This word chesed in Jewish, in Hebrew, is God's abiding mercy and love. The love for the sinner anytime that they return. It's infinite. So what is mercy that we talk about? Sometimes it's easier to define something by what it is not than to define it by what it is. So what mercy is not? Mercy is not a lie. We believe in objective truth. And what objective truth means is we are all subject to this intelligent design, more or less, the way the Creator made us. There will be those who say, no, truth is relative. It could be this, it's a man-made thing. Truth is relative. Well, then why don't they swim underwater without scuba? If truth is relative. Because the objective truth, the theology of that, is written within our bodies. We cannot breathe underwater. That is truth. That's true. We don't have to like it, but it's true. That if they believe that truth is relative, then they should be able to fly off the top of the building. But they can't. We're not designed that way. There is a design for us, and that is truth. And we can deny it all we want, but we still have to live within the parameters of this objective truth. So telling someone that there is no truth, do whatever you want, is at best negligent, and at worst a lie. Imagine this for a minute. I dragged this all the way from the Newman house, by the way. And I tried to clean it the best I could. If I draw this picture, and I ask you what that is, the vast majority of you, I hope, will say a triangle. By definition, it has three angles, triangle. And I can take this anywhere in the world, and they might have a different word for it, but it means the same principle. They would identify it as triangle. This is a triangle. That's truth. We understand that. But what if someone were to say, this is my triangle? Now, at best, that's a square. At worst, it's kind of like a rectangular trapezoid kind of thing. But it's not a triangle. And yet, it would be kind of irresponsible, even if you were in kindergarten or nursery school, whenever they train us to make shapes and stuff. If the teacher said, draw a triangle, and we drew this, it would be irresponsible of the teacher to say, that's a beautiful triangle, well done. Because then the person grows up thinking that's a triangle that is equal to the real one. That there are two possibilities when reality shows us that there is only one. This is objective truth. And I'm talking literally. not philosophically or metaphorically or artistically. Yes, that could be anything you want it to be. But sometimes we believe that mercy is lying to people and saying there is no truth, it's all relative, do whatever you want. What a horrible thing. You know, a mongoose is immune to the venom of the cobra. This is why they eat so many cobras, I imagine. We are not immune to the venom of the cobra. So what if your friend said, you think you should be immune to the venom of the cobra, go ahead and get one. And we would encourage that. That's crazy, it's ludicrous. Human beings are one of the only creatures that want to be something other than what they are. Can you imagine a fox saying, I wish I were a duck? Or a duck saying, I wish I were a lizard? We are the only creature who always wants to be something else than we are. So there is an objective truth. Mercy is not telling people a lie, that they can do whatever they want because they cannot. Another thing mercy is not, is giving permission. Mercy is not giving permission. If someone is at a crossroads in their life and they are coming to us, it is so easy just to give them permission. What do you want to do? What will make you happy? Great, do it. I'm behind you. The irony is, when we hit rock bottom, we don't call the ones who give us permission. We usually call the ones who are in our face about not doing it. Because we sense that love. Mercy is not giving permission. So often we fall into the trap of believing, I got your back, I'm going to support you. If you're jumping off a cliff, I am not going to support you. I'm not going to push you. That's not what love demands. There's an objective truth, so mercy is not a lie. And we don't give permission. That's not mercy. That's negligence or just making it easier for ourselves. Mercy is not weak. Mercy is not weak, although Darth Vader might disagree. At least until Return of the Jedi. Then it's a little different. Mercy is not weak. Now we look at this. In the gospel, there's a lot of stuff to unpack today. And the first thing, Jesus begins this whole kind of speech, this message on the plain, by saying, if someone strikes you on your one cheek, turn and offer the other as well. This has been misused and misinterpreted since he said it originally. So in 2019, almost 2020, we look at this and we say, well, Jesus is saying, turn the other cheek, let him hit you again. That's not what Jesus is saying. We have to go back to the first century, when he would have said this and when it was written down. Everything was very symbolic. Everything was done with the right hand. Right hand is the hand of power, left hand is sinistra, the evil or whatever else. And so they're in occupied territory. Therefore, the Israelites and Jews really are in a slave status. They're submissive to the Romans. So if you were to strike an underling in the Roman Empire, you would backhand them. Backhand them like you have no time for them. If you were to strike your equal, so if two officers were standing there and they're going to duel or whatever else, they would slap the other with the palm of the hand. That shows that they are equal. So Jesus says in the gospel, if someone strikes you on your one cheek as a slave, turn and offer the other. Well, that's checkmate. Because now the person either has to strike you with the palm, which means they have identified you as their equal, or they walk away from your challenge. And in an honor-shame society, if you walk away from a challenge, you got to leave the village. You're done. Jesus is saying, don't let anyone step on you, but you don't have to actively kill them. There are other ways. And by turning the other cheek, you can show them. Viktor Frankl in Auschwitz said when a soldier would ask him to move 20 sandbags, he would move 21. Just that obstinance. And he'd say that 21st one was his. It was done in freedom. This is what Jesus is teaching us. So mercy is not weak. Mercy extends an opportunity. That's what it does. Mercy extends an opportunity to someone who wants it. We must desire mercy. You think about the first reading with David and Saul. You'd say, well, no, David extended mercy. No, he didn't. David was afraid if he killed Saul, God would kill him. He did it out of fear. He didn't extend mercy. Even though there's some question, I think Saul and David really could have been pals again, more or less. No, mercy must be desired. We get further down the gospel here, and Jesus says, do not condemn and do not judge lest you be judged. And again, if we look back at the original was written in Greek. And there's two words he uses here. The first one is krisis. Krisis is translated into Latin, damnatio. And damnatio means to condemn, to send to hell. But when he says, also, do not judge, that word is, without glasses, kata diakaseste. Diakasune means you are innocent in a court of law. Kata diakasune means you are guilty in a court of law. In other words, you are a criminal. So what Jesus is saying to us is, do not condemn the person and do not call them like a criminal. But what they are doing must be judged. We have to judge that. If I'm going down this road here and I'm speeding and I get stopped by a cop, he's going to give me a ticket. I'm going to try to get out of it, but he's going to give me a ticket. He will not, I hope, he will not say you are an evil person for speeding or you are a criminal for speeding. No, I was speeding. I did something wrong and I want to be forgiven now that I got caught, obviously. That's the difference. So when we are condemning a person, we always say, hate the sin but love the sinner, that kind of thing. We extend the love, but we have to call it out. Remember, mercy is not a lie. Mercy is not giving permission. Mercy is not weak. The woman at the well comes to Jesus, and they're having this dialogue in John's Gospel. And Jesus says, go get your husband. And she says, I don't have a husband. And Jesus says, that's right, and the 5 men before him weren't your husband either. He calls her out on it. And she doesn't say, Lord, forgive me. And he doesn't offer to forgive her. She goes and she tells the whole town. And it says she came to believe that he was the Messiah. But she never came back and asked for forgiveness. And he didn't chase after her and say, I want to give you mercy. We must desire mercy, and that comes from true metanoia. Not remorse, but repentance. The desire to turn around, to turn back, and he extends that. And we can only have that mercy if we desire a change of life. There's this legend that Augustine would often say, Lord, please make me good, just not yet. And sometimes that's the mindset. Yes, Lord, I want your mercy, but I'm not ready to change my life yet. And so we're not ready to go to that mercy seat. And yet he extends it freely again and again. To love the way God intended means that we acknowledge there is a truth that's knitted in our very self. And that truth is there so that we might experience as much happiness and peace as we can in this life before we journey to the next. It is not something that is oppressive. It is the way we're designed. We begin to understand that, and we can begin to understand true freedom. Not freedom that the world gives, which is really oppressive, but true freedom. That we can begin to see each other made in the image and likeness of God, and sincerely hope to see each other one day